Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another smartphone couch video. If all it takes is money to get women, how come so many money men are having trouble? I want y'all to think about that. This is kind of going along with what I was talking about, the dangers of being a trick in my regular video today. Because I was thinking about it, because every now and then, especially a lot when I talk about getting women rather without spending money. And, you always get that challenge. No, you got to have money. You got to have money and everything. Now, if you're talking about a long-term relationship, money plays a part. But not specifically get the women. That's a secondary concern if you're talking long-term. And especially you're talking like living together or marriage. And even then, it's not for the woman. It's to pay your damn bills. But you get some guys, they always challenge, oh, you gotta have money, you gotta have money. Okay, then how come the money men are having trouble? Seriously, how come you got men out here making high five figures? In fact, anything over 50,000, you're already in the top 25. And as you get higher and higher, you get to that 10%. How come they having trouble? In fact, if you talk about these guys spending money on dating coaches and all of that stuff, even traveling, they got money. But then what are they getting? They getting they dealing with either diesel women, sex workers, or acculturated prostitutes. As the Honorable Pimp God will call them, acceptable hoes, which means the woman ain't gonna deal with you unless you got money. And somebody say, well, you getting a woman, are you really getting a woman? Or you getting somebody using you? Because remember, the game of a woman is get as much out of you without giving you anything, without having sex with you. And even if they have sex, they just use you. And if you think you're in a relationship with a woman because you're spending all this money, double back home one day. I'll let y'all complete the my bad for this one, the situation, all right? I'll let y'all complete that. Because seriously, I was thinking about that. If that's all it took, money, if that's all it took, just money, just having a certain amount of money, or that credit score and all that, a lot of guys wouldn't have problems. Because let's be real, the guys having the most problems out here and stuff, as a group, actually guys with money. Because think about something, how many men have married a woman? How many men have married a woman and they think they getting something, and at best the woman might let them pop out a baby for them because she wanted the baby that bad, but then take him to divorce court. Ask yourself, shoot, if you think all it takes is money, hey, one day, you know what? Just take a day off, go to the family court in whatever state you live in, whatever city you live in, just sit there. And watch how all these guys who had money, they end up paying alimony and all that stuff. Meanwhile, paying alimony to some woman, maybe even paying for a woman's place, and then some broke dude breaking her back. If all it took was money. And God said it like that. And see, I'm going to tell you something now. It's funny some guys say it, but then if they really think that, okay, what are you doing to make money? And then how is that working for you? Because I remember a conversation with, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. And this before he really blew up. I never forget this conversation. He was telling me about all these guys that he was coaching, making high 5 figures, 6 figures, and they were having trouble. I never forget that conversation. He was breaking it down to me. I never forget that conversation because it struck me. He said, these guys are making money. And you got some guys out there, they making good money. I've told the women that. Because even when you get the women who talk about, in fact, I told you, I was on a panel, Facebook panel. Wow, it's like a month or so ago. I've been doing so many. Where the conversation was about women looking for that guy with money, credit, good credit, and all of that, right? And I said to him, I was straight up. I said, hold up, there's plenty of guys who got that. We're not attracted to them. But if all it is money, they good to go. Because I told the women straight up. I don't go in on women, but if I'm in a conversation with them, I'll tell them what's on my mind. If I'm in a direct conversation, I'll tell them what's on my mind. Hey, people who were at the Game Kings 2 seminar can attest to that. Anyway, look, Look, seriously, I told him, I was like, well, there's plenty of guys with money. What's the problem? There's plenty of men who will pay 100%, pay all your bills, all that they want to. Oh, we're not attracted to them. But hold up, if it's just money, that shouldn't be an issue. Seriously, if it's just money, guys out here wouldn't be having any problems. Because let's be real, most of the men in these spaces got money. Most of the men paying for game, which means just strategy, because some people take it literally. I was like, you dumbass motherfucker, just use it. If you don't like that word, it's still strategy. You know, they paying for it, which means they got money. Seriously, use some common sense. Seriously, you got plenty of guys out here, they got money. They can't figure it out. They got money. They got that nice late model car. They got that big old home. Shoot. They got money, and they having trouble with the women. Guys making like high 5 figures, 6 figures. Shoot, making a whole lot of money. Got property, everything. But still not getting that woman. So if that's all it takes, what's the problem? What's the problem? Seriously. And people say, oh, they dumb and all that. No, that's because it takes more than that. The money is secondary. Think about something. When you got these women having sex, these teachers having sex with these young boys, or women in the neighborhood having, how much money those guys got? Or you got these homosexuals, you got these broke dudes. How much money they got? Because understand something with relationships. Oh, the money is a tool. Money is a tool. And if you get a woman coming for you for that, she's on some acculturated prostitution stuff. If she's strictly money. Now, if she like your personality, she's physically attracted to you, she like your personality, and she wants a long-term relationship, that comes into it, but not totally. Because first of all, now just think about something too. Women got their own money nowadays. Women got their own money. So that's not playing the role that it once played. Like women used to have to maybe deal with a man just for money, but even then, if they had paternity tests back then, like is it the milkman's baby has a basis in reality, in actual like history? What's up? Because even back then, even back in the days, before even I was born, you know, that guy go to that nice steady job and, you know, either the milkman come by or worse, that guy come hopping over the fence. He coming through the back door. Like I always say, listen to those blues songs. But see, you get some guys, they still got that mentality and stuff, and they saying it. And even then, let's break down something basic. How that working for you? All the guys who say money, 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 okay, how that working for you? You got that woman right there? No, seriously. You got every guy who say it, because I noticed one thing. Every time some guys say that, they never say, I got my woman with money. They always say it works, but they never say talk on their own personal thing. Peep that game, y'all. Peep that game. Peep that game right there. They always say it work, but is it working for them? They ain't talking about, now, seriously, the whole time, every single time, some dude will come in here and say, no, you gotta have money, you gotta have money. They never talk about how it's actually worked for them. They never said, hey, I got this good woman, she a good mother, and it was because of my money. Now, I do get plenty of stories of some guys talking about how they got played by that woman or they found out that woman was using them. But I want to hear about a good relationship where she gonna be like totally down for the dude, ain't giving him no hell, totally in submission to his mission, you know, cooperating with his operation. And he say it's only because of the money. That's secondary. Because the only thing that is resources. That's resources. But strictly money. Because the only time that you're going to get that good relationship, yeah, you can have money, you can have all the money in the world. All the money in the fucking world, right? But she still got to like your personality. You know? Or even when people talk, well, it's money and status. Okay, but you still got to get along. Or even you throw in looks. You still got to talk. You still got to have that charisma. I'm still waiting to see it. How come all these money men complain? If all it takes is money, trust me. In fact, Whole lot of these guys talking about they single, a lot of them got great jobs. Think about it. Think about it. They wouldn't need to pay for services or whatever. If all it takes is money. And like I said in that video about the dangers of being a trick, those women don't respect men. Those women don't respect men. So tell me who getting a profound relationship with just money? And indeed, how many getting a relationship, period? Seriously, I want y'all to think about that shit. And all the guys promoting it, how's that work for you? How's that seriously work for you? Now, yeah, you might have got a cultivated prostitute, depending on how much, a low-level gold digger. Because you do got some women out there, they will play money. They will play men for that money. I knew this one woman, shoot. She had some good stuff, too, which I got for free, but shoot, dudes were paying for that shit. Dudes were paying for that shit because you got a lot of low-level prostitutes out there. Now, even, you can't even call it, they ain't like official streetwalkers or something like escorts. But they also not acculturated prostitutes. And acculturated prostitute, you ain't giving her money directly, but you might be paying her bills or even giving her a good evaluation on the job or something. But you got some women in between, low level, maybe called renegades. Pimp God, you hear this, chime in, man. Chime in, brother. Seriously. They just out there. You got some women out there. They will just use a man just for the money, but they ain't down for him. If you think so, visit her without calling first. You know? Like I heard that story, some guy giving a woman, some OnlyFans woman, $10,000. OnlyFans, $10,000, just got a hug. And then she took that same money, went on a vacation with her boyfriend. That guy had money. If all it takes is money, you'd have got more than a hug. Shoot. Please. Her boyfriend didn't spend any money. Shoot. In fact, she giving the money to him. Because, look, think about something. Ask yourself one simple question. How is it you got men out here, they ain't spending one penny and getting a woman? Use some common sense for a second. They ain't complaining. Or you got dudes out here, they don't have any money. Shoot. Most they can barely afford to pay attention. Yet they getting women. Yet you got some guys, shoot, got 800 credit score. 800 credit score. They driving that, they pushing that late model car. They get one of those cars from, you know, shoot, getting that Maserati or something. Getting a car from one of those places. And that's low level. Get a car from one of those places. They don't even advertise the stuff. But they buy themselves. Can't get no pause at the pussy. Unless they get a pro. Come on now. Come on now. I'm seriously, ask yourself that simple question though. You know, how's that working? How's that working? If all it takes is money. And then, like I said, I wasn't joking when I said, all these guys say, they'll come on here, no, you gotta have money, you gotta have money. How's that working for you? They never say, I got this good woman through money. I want y'all to think about it. How many people you know personally, they getting a good woman just through their money? Now, yeah, they probably tricking or something. That don't count. How that count? You know? Shit, you got women, shit, you got little ratchet ass women living in some poor neighborhood. Shit, they be running game. I know this dude, shoot. He gave this woman, what, $250 just to see her naked. I say, dude, you could have paid that admission to a strip club and saw several women naked. Come on. Because I'm going to tell you what, when a woman's hitting you just for money, when a woman's just hitting you just for money, or that's the main reason she going out with you, she's at a minimum an acculturated prostitute. At a minimum. Because a woman who really into you, she you know what, she can just go to coffee someplace with you. You go walk around the park. Remember back in the day when I was younger and stuff, because I ain't had money like that, I'd take him to, living in D.C., I'd take him to the Jefferson Memorial or something, seriously. I'd take him to the walk around there. Shit, I remember one New Year's Eve, me and my date were just walking around the Capitol building. I ain't spending one penny. If a woman want to spend time with you, she want to be around you, she'll just be around you. Now, if you're talking about a long-term relationship, you know, if you're talking about some relationship, or something long term, like living together or something. Oh yeah, even then it's more about, it could be about just going to eat certain places, whatever, but then it's still about spending time together. So y'all can get something at the hot dog stand, or y'all can go to Ruth Chris. But she's spending time with you. Everything else is secondary. And if anybody tries to tell you, oh, just take money, ask them how that working for them. Like really working for them. Or you got some people, I don't have to call their names. They act like it, but they ain't, they ain't getting the money like that. Seriously, because like I said, I never forget what that conversation with Kevin Samuel said. I never forget that conversation. If y'all want to believe me, listen to him. He was talking about all these guys coming to him, and they were making high five figures, which, shit, pretty much you in at least the top 20% money-wise. And see, my whole point with this is because you still want to make money for yourself, but don't think just having that money is going to automatically get the woman. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if a woman even get to that level, oh, she's on some cold-blooded, pragmatic shit then. And even then, double back home. Double back home. Or be very careful. Or she seemed like she got some young boys she seemed awfully friendly to. Or y'all out on a date. Yeah, you spending all that money, but she's sneaking some looks at that waiter. Come on now. Come on now. And she, if a woman want to get with somebody, let's be real. You got some male sex workers out there too. They'll pay for him. Or they get some extra personal training sessions. Or they messing with that delivery man. You got some male thoughts out there. So ask yourself that thing. And my point is this. Let me be very clear. I ain't saying being broke because I got a money channel. But you making money for yourself. Don't lead with your wallet. She got to like your personality. If that woman look, I'm going to tell you something now. If that woman can't sit, you can't have a conversation with that woman. Just sit someplace and have a conversation. No money being spent, any of that. If you can't do that with the woman, don't fuck with her. Don't fuck with her. Now, let me be clear on something. If y'all get to know each other, she cool, you want to hang out, that's one thing. But if she only dealing with you and it seems like the only reason she dealing with you is you got money, don't deal with her. All right? Because I'm actually very generous with a woman once I know. If we dealing with each other, I don't have a problem. Especially if we already had sex. Or even getting to know. If we cool, we got a good conversation, I don't mind. But I still don't lead with that. And so don't think just money. Just money. Now I know I always gonna get some people, you gotta have money and stuff. How's that working for you? How's that working for you? Okay? Because I speak from experience. And when I'm out and about, nobody, they don't know I'm online. They don't know what I do. And so talking with some other woman, she just thought I might have been retired or something. And she was driving a better car than me. She was driving a better car than I was. So it's just like, I'm driving a modest car. She pushing that Mercedes SUV. So I'm like, shoot, I can't hit her with money. But she just know I'm cool. So that's the whole thing, y'all. All right. Because I want you, seriously, just ask ourselves ask that question, all right? So anyway, though, how's that working? How's that working for you? So anyway, I'll get back with you. Peace and blessings.